Gardens in 1970. What a wonderful show. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Sorry I cut it off quick there. We are running out of some time. I would like to say now I'm going to start with my new segment I told you guys. It's called News of the Weird. It comes from the City Life in Las Vegas, which is a local newspaper here that comes out every week. And they put out this great section of actually real facts that are from around the planet that are actually real. Now, get a load of some of this stuff, okay? Now, the last one I say will be number one, and that gets the Dumb Bastard of the Award. But I'm going to try to run through these as quick as I can, but hopefully you guys will get a load of this stuff. Get a load of this. I mean, it is pretty funny. Okay, the first one, we like to say this is Least Competent Criminals, is a story about a girl named Crystal Evans, 26, and Denise McClure, 24, rifled through packages on a DHL delivery truck in December in Crescent City, California, looking for the urine samples headed for the lab because they were certain theirs would test positive, which would have meant their return to jail, right? The driver summoned police, and the women were arrested for destroying evidence and violating their probation. In March, were convicted and could face 2 years in prison. Evans' original sample, this is the kicker, Evans' original sample turned out to be clean after all, but during the December arrest, she tested positive for methamphetamine. Number 9 it comes from New York. Now, an Irish director-playwright, Paul Walker's production of Ladies and Gents opened for a March run in New York City, 29 blocks north of Broadway, in a public restroom. According to an Associated Press report, the entire play takes place among the porcelain in the bathroom in Central Park, portraying the seedy underside of the 1950s Dublin, with the audience of 25 actually standing beside rows of stalls near spiders, foul odors, and puddles of questionable origin. Walker proudly admitted he wanted to take the audience out of their comfort zone to create a different energy. Actor John O'Callaghan recalls rehearsals were especially difficult. One man actually came in and had to pee right in front of us, he said. Now, also, number 8 on our list of News of the Weird. Look, it's no big deal, Christopher Wilkins told the Fort Worth, Texas jury, trying to decide in March whether to send him to death row or life in prison. He said, "I'm as undecided about this as you are." Wilkins even belittled his own lawyers for bringing his family in to beg the jury for mercy. "They sprung that charade on me," he told the jury. When his lawyers suggested his murders were not cold-blooded but were the result of drug use, Wilkins said, "I wouldn't put too much weight on that." Before leaving the witness stand, Wilkins commented, Wilkins said, I wouldn't have put too much weight on that. Before leaving the witness stand, Wilkins complimented the prosecutor and said, "You're doing a fine job," and added, "I haven't been any good to anybody for the last 20 years, and I won't be for the next 20 or the 20 years after that." The jury obviously gave him the death penalty. What do you get? That's what I got to say about that. Okay, cultural diversity. In October, the government of Singapore, anxious about the city's decline. This is unbelievable. Check this out. The government of Singapore, anxious about the city's declining birth rate, began teaching its high school polytechnic students informal courses on how to flirt. Said Isabel, 18. "My teacher said if a guy looks into my eyes for more than 5 seconds, it could mean that he's attracted me and I could stand a chance." According to March Router's Dispatch, the course includes love song analysis and how to chat online. Okay, we're gonna have to speed it up a little here because we're coming down on the time. I'm gonna jump through a couple, but I gotta read you this one really quick. Officials in the Shivapuri district of India's Madhya Pradesh state, needling a promising program to slow the country's still booming birth rate, announced in March men who volunteer for vasectomies. Okay, get this: men who volunteer for vasectomies will be rewarded with certificates that speed them through the ordinarily slow line to obtain gun permits. Said an administrator, the loss through vasectomy of a perceived notion of manliness would be offset with a bigger set of manliness. I'm sorry. I just couldn't believe that, so I'm kind of stumbling around. And that, I gotta tell you, that's pretty funny. But those guys who were getting the guns were unbelievable. All right, folks, I'm coming down to 90 seconds. I'm going to jump to number one. The most, the award for dumbest bastard of the week goes to Jason Fife, who was sentenced to probation and community service after harassing his estranged wife's boyfriend with a special package delivery. Fife said his lawyer, okay. Fife said his lawyer, now he understands that in a civilized society, a person cannot send someone a severed cow's head. Now that is unbelievable. He gets the award for Dumbass of the Week. Thank you very much, guys, very much for tuning in with me tonight. Stay tuned for my next show on Tuesday night, and we will be talking about what separates the men from the boys. And I thank you very much for listening, all my live listeners out there. I'll talk to you guys later. Remember, onward through the forest, let the forest be with you. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, folks.